I'm Daphne Goode, and here we are in Cowichan Bay in the gorgeous sunshine, enjoying this weather in the middle of the winter time. Thanks for joining us on Go Island, Cowichan Valley. On today's show, the boardwalk at Salt Spring Island. And there are some creative people working on new energy ideas for the Cowichan Valley. Plus, you won't want to miss a big walk at the Cowichan Sportsplex. All that and more on Go Island, Cowichan Valley.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
Multiple sclerosis is a disease of the central nervous system. People with MS often experience partial paralysis, vision failure, labored speech, and walking difficulties. Here in the downtown Duncan MS office, the challenges are left far behind as MS survivors plan and engage in activities and enjoy healthy laughter and visits with each other.
Yes, I am enjoying life still, thanks to everybody that's there to help me. I mean, people are so good. And the MS Society has been really good for me.
I come here all the time now, and I come to the craft group and I make cards. I don't color or write very well, but everybody helps everybody. We all talk, we all laugh, we have a good time. And the cards are wonderful.
So the atmosphere has really helped you to cope with your MS?
Oh yeah, it makes everybody happy to be here, really.
What do you look forward to the most?
Craft day. I do. They have to help me oftentimes, but I do make cards. And one of my sons that lives in Calgary says, I don't know how you do that, Mom. I haven't got MS, and I can't color or print as well. I don't tell him that I don't do it all.
Linda Crocker was always active. She rode her bike every weekday from Colwood to Sydney on South Vancouver Island, a healthy commute to her full-time job. When she suddenly started falling off her bike, she knew something was wrong. Now diagnosed with MS, she continues to pursue physical activity and has written a book about it, Zen of the Paddle.
I am advocating physical fitness. There's something about getting out, especially on the water, that's healing, and it's a sense of camaraderie, and you being in the group, you get a sense of well-being. Being on the water, you absolutely get a sense of well-being. When you're racing, it's awesome. And
it's pretty darn inspirational when I look at this whole boat full of people who are afflicted with MS, and you must have some amazing reactions and results from others.
We do. We're very inspirational to people, and people will come up to us and say, I have MS, and I didn't realize that this is what I could do. And also people without MS will come up to us and say, we're really inspired. And so it's really touching to be able to say to people, you can do this. You are not disabled. You can do it. Some people in our team are actually lifted into the boat and they paddle. Some people are in wheelchairs. Some people are with walkers. Some people are with canes. Some people are able to get into the boat. But we always have help getting into the boat. Yeah, it's amazing how well we do and how good we feel after an hour and a half practice. It's like, yes, we can.
Linda's book chronicles 2 years in her life. It's a day-to-day journal capturing joys and challenges. And on the back cover is her own calligraphy.
My first ever haiku.
Can you read it for us?
Sure. It's called Zen of the Paddle. Calm, firm, lucid glass, paddle slices, conquers then, is soft, tranquil Zen.
Very helpful. It's helping me be calm. So let's talk about the MS Society here and what has it offered to you as well, Linda, and what do you offer to the people here?
Well, I like to help out wherever I can. I'm usually more well-spoken, but I like to give speeches for people to inspire. And my last speech was for the MS Walk here in Duncan. And one of the things that I said was that we really need to fundraise to get money so that that one bright person is going to be looking in his microscope and saying, "Eureka, I found it." And I said, or if you're in this generation, you'll say, "In your face, MS."
Linda's inspirational book will be available at the MS Walk this year. Proceeds will go to the MS Society. Other fundraisers happen throughout the year, like the Chef's Table event and the Carnation Days fundraiser, which is held in May. The MS Walk is coming up in Duncan on April 13th, and it's dog-friendly. Dogs are a calming influence at the MS office, cheering many of the regular clients. Judy knows the services at the MS office well and loves to participate in the MS Walk.
Oh, you betcha. I go on the walk every year. I've raised considerable amount of money, not like Catherine McCann, but considering that I don't go to corporations or companies, I do well. $1,000 is minimum, and I do that every year, and I walk 3 kilometers. I was diagnosed when I was 22 years old, and I'll be 70 this year.
We're going to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, we'll introduce you to some people who are very involved in lots of activities, even though they have MS. And Paul Beilstein will check out more of the scenery here in Cowichan Bay. At the MS office in Duncan, regular clients enjoy art, conversation, regular speakers, healthy teas and snacks, and the support of each other. Another regular MS client is Kathy. Playing softball 4 or 5 times a week and having a very active lifestyle, the last thing Kathy expected was that her body would fail her.
It was wild because I just ran down a flight of stairs. I worked at a recreation center, and I just ran down a flight of stairs to get out into my car. And I didn't fall going down the stairs or anything, but as soon as I got out in the parking lot, my legs just gave way and I just buckled right then. I just went down and I couldn't get up for a few minutes. I had pins and needles from the tops of both legs all the way down to my feet. And it finally went away, and I got up and dusted myself and wondered what that was all about. So we laughed about it all week, thinking maybe I had my shoes tied up too tight or something. We didn't know what was going on, but within the next week I started losing my vision, and my arms were going numb and things like that. So I finally went to the doctor, and as soon as I went to the doctor, he said he was sending me to Victoria for some more tests. And within a week, I was diagnosed with MS. I mean, some people, it takes people years to get diagnosed, and within a couple of weeks I was diagnosed, and I didn't even know what MS was. I knew nobody that had ever had MS before. The only thing I had ever done with MS is my daughters. I have 2 little girls. I had 2 little girls, and they're grown up now. But they like the flowers, that the MS group sold. So we always bought those, and they bought me those for Mother's Day, sort of thing. And that was the only tie-in that I ever had with MS, so I didn't know what it was about at all. So I went to the library, which was quite silly, and I looked it up in a dictionary. And it sounded tragic, it sounded like I was going to die the next week. It was an old dictionary, and I didn't look up anything else. I just looked in the dictionary, and then I just went up into the office, and I just thought, what? I'm thinking, what am I going to do? My life is over, sort of thing. Well, it hasn't been over. It's been, like I said, I was diagnosed in 1990, and it's now 2014. So I've had it for 24 years. And I'm coping. It's not easy. Life's a challenge. I won't lie about that. Every day is so different. And I have no standing ability at all. So I can't transfer. I can't do anything myself without using a lift. And I can't use a lift myself. So I have to have somebody there looking after me 24/7, which is very frustrating because I used to be such an independent person. To go to the bathroom, I need a lift. I can't do anything without a lift.
With the onset of MS, Kathy was determined to maintain activities. She still loves to participate in sports, especially swimming.
I'm very active physically. I go cycling to the MotoMed, which is a bike that is for MS people, and you can drive your wheelchair right up to a bike and, you know, pedal that way. And I have a wheelchair Bowflex at home. Like, there's just not enough hours in a day for me. Like, I don't know how anybody can ever say they're bored, because I want their hours.
I will do my best, and I hope to raise a lot of money again.
I love fundraising. You're absolutely right about that. Like, personally, I've raised since like about 15 years ago, I've raised $44,850 myself, and I have a team, which is Kathy's Team MS, which which we go on the walk every year, and we've raised over $100,000 towards MS. So that is a pretty spectacular thing. I'm dying to get out of here so I can go start fundraising. I'm on a fundraising mission today, and I'm raising money for the walk run again.
These women inspire, lead others, lend support, and laugh a lot. They enjoy many common bonds. To volunteer or learn more, drop into the Cowichan office of the MS Society at number 204 394 Duncan Street, or phone 250-748-7010. Here we are in Cowichan Bay, and there are boats and ships of all sizes and shapes today. Well, Paul Beilstein, when he takes a trip to Duncan, tries to get off the beaten track just as often as he can, and maybe you should too. Thanks a lot, Paul, for that story. Next on our program, with BC hydro rates going up at times, more and more people seem to be looking to get off the grid. In our next story, Meg Cuthbert will explore a Cowichan Valley Workers Cooperative where people are exploring alternative energy. We're going to take just a little break right now, but when we come back, James Green is going to hop on the ferry and take us with him to Salt Spring Island. That's progress on Salt Spring Island. Thanks a lot for the story, James. And next, Paul Beilstein will be visiting with a Cowichan Valley woodworker who, while carving out a retirement fund, is also creating one-of-a-kind unique pieces and furniture for the world. Thanks for joining us on Go Island, Cowichan Valley for this week. And don't forget, if you have any story ideas, you'll have to let us know. We do receive a lot of story ideas, and we really appreciate that. You can get a hold of us on email or check us out on Facebook or Twitter. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir. Casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.